Yankees and Red Sox lock up on the field and sometimes outside the white line, Steve.
Yeah, 2 seasons ago, Fred, we saw Nelson and Garcia scuffling with a Fenway Park groundskeeper in the bullpen. Thursday, Gary Sheffield squared off with a fan in right field, and this time, though, a Fenway employee helped defuse a potential disaster. Tensions were boiling over everywhere. Rubber game of this series, Randy Johnson, his first Fenway appearance in 6 years. It did not go well. Bottom 2, Jay Payton hits it wicked far. Payton's first of the year. Just like that, it's 2-0 Boston. It was 2-1 Red Sox in the third. Edgar Renteria starting to heat up after a slow initial week or so as a Red Sox. His first of the season. It's 4-1 Boston. And we go to the fourth. Top 4, 2 on. Bronson Arroyo walks Derek Jeter, and this will load the bases. Arroyo allowed runners in scoring position in each of his first 4 innings. Next up, it's Gary Sheffield. And Arroyo gets this one a little upstairs. Tino Martinez scores on the walk. Terry Francona thinks that was a strike. Let's take a look at ESPN's K-Zone. Looks like it may have caught the upper half. Umpire Greg Gibson not handing out high strikes Thursday night. Gibson then ejects someone from the Red Sox dugout. You're out of here. Francona races out there. He thinks he's been tossed, but no, it's Boston hitting coach Ron Jackson. Jackson is out there. He blows the gasket, and they finally get Jackson out of there. Next up, they're still loaded for Hideki Matsui. Matsui, 3 for 4 in the ball game. To right, Tony Womack scores. They wave Jeter as well, and this has tied the game at 4. Next up, it's A-Rod, who tried to slap the ball out of Arroyo's glove last year in that infamous ALCS play. This time, A-Rod slaps it into right field. Sheffield scores. Yankees up 5-4. Arroyo allowed 5 runs on 9 hits in 5 2/3. He also walked 4. Bottom 4, Jason Varitek. This is a mass pike shot. His 3rd of the year, 5-5. The unit gave up 3 home runs for just the 12th time in his career. Later in the inning, Bill Miller up. Johnson gets a called strike 2 on a pitch that appeared to be low and inside. Called a strike by Gibson, and that brings Francona out of the dugout again. Someone is ejected, and this time it is Terry Francona, his 4th ejection as skipper of the Red Sox, and Gibson is barely listening. 8th inning, still 5-5. Johnny Damon on first. He's off with a pitch. Renteria doubles to left. Damon running on the pitch will score easily, and this makes it a 6-5 Boston lead. And now here we go. Still bottom 8, 2 on for the Red Sox captain, Jason Varitek, and watch closely. Varitek goes down the right field line. Renteria scores. Ortiz scores, but Gary Sheffield is in the right field corner exchanging words with fans. A fan reached over the edge of the seats there and appeared to graze the side of Sheffield's face with his right arm. We'll take several more looks at what happened. Sheffield telling ESPN's Harold Reynolds the fan was screaming profanities at him. Sheffield said, "It could have been worse if I didn't hold my composure. I almost snapped, but I thought about the consequences." There's the fan right there. Watch the fan. 2 fans over appears to spill his beer onto Gary Sheffield next to that woman there who gets knocked down. The security guard comes flying in there to defuse the situation. Yankee players are out in right field, and there is Sheffield squaring off with the fan. But Johnny Damon said we have to give Sheffield a lot of credit for him to restrain himself the way he did. The fan is eventually ejected, but he was not arrested. He was escorted from Fenway Park, though. Sheffield would stay in the baseball game. In fact, who else leads off the Yankee ninth after that incident? You got it, Gary Sheffield. Yankees down 8-5. And Sheffield, facing Keith Folk, almost takes this one out of the ballpark. Very high off the wall. It's a double to lead off the Yankee ninth. After a walk to Matsui, it's A-Rod. To left, this may have a chance. Manny Ramirez, though, is there on the warning track. Rodriguez thought he caught that one. We'll have more A-Rod news coming up in just a minute. Bottom 9, they're loaded for Ruben Sierra, who is the go-ahead run at the plate, 2 out. Folk in a huge jam here, trying to get out of it. And he gets Sierra to pop up to Jason Varitek. The Red Sox win 8-5. They take 2 of 3 in the series as Sheffield is escorted across the field after the game. Here's his reaction to the incident with a Fenway fan in right field.
I don't know if he punched me or not. I just felt like it. You know, I thought my lip was busted, and I was trying to continue with the play. And then I thought about, you know, he hit me, and then I thought about don't react.
Was this an ugly situation that could have been even worse?
Well, it could have been worse if I didn't hold my composure. You know, I almost snapped, but the thing is that I thought about the consequences.
These people shouldn't be allowed to walk the streets, much less come to a ball game. And you know, the sad part about it, it's a handful of people that you know, screw it up for, you know, for the people who just come to watch a ball game. He wanted to get at him, no question. I mean, no competitive person wants to get hit and then, you know, have somebody run away. But yeah, I thought security did, you know, as well as, you know, they could possibly do.
I mean, I didn't think the fan was being at all malicious. I understand Chef he doesn't have time to be you know, I don't know.
Red Sox security director will make a formal statement Friday. Yankee captain Derek Jeter said, "I guess there's always one idiot in the stands." For more now, the cast of Baseball Tonight led.
I think it's much of a reach to say that 20 years from now or so, nobody's going to remember Alex Sanchez for being a spray hitter with pretty good speed who was consistently inconsistent with the glove. What will be remembered is that he was the first player suspended under baseball's new policy on performance-enhancing drugs. Thursday, Sanchez returned from a 10-day suspension, joining the Tampa Bay Devil Rays and saying he just wants to put the whole thing behind him and play ball. His return coming at home versus the Baltimore Orioles. He's batting out of the 3-hole for the first time in his career. Bottom of the third, one out, nobody on. And that's his first hit of the season. He was 2 for 5 with 3 runs. But Tampa Bay pounded out 14 hits. Carl Crawford, the 3-run homer here as the Devil Rays go on to win it to 12-7. Now here's ESPN, the magazine's Buster Olney, with perspective on the Sanchez story. A stamp cost all of 6 cents. All in the Family debuted. Nixon was still president. The microprocessor was invented, and on September 30th, the Senators played their last game in Washington, D.C. before moving on to Texas. However, Thursday, the great American pastime was back in the nation's capital as the Nationals played their first home game of the season after 9 on the road. RFK Stadium all gussied up and packed in anticipation. The Nats honoring past Washington baseball greats in right field. What a day.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's the moment we've all been waiting for. We've been waiting 34 years for this. Let's meet your 2005 Washington Nationals.
Frank Robinson was the Nationals manager, and of course he's very excited. The crowd appreciative, soldiers on hand as well, and other Washington dignitaries. For example, Senator John McCain of Arizona in his D-backs hat. Connecticut Senators Joseph Lieberman and Christopher Dodd also in the building. And Joe Grissenda, he was the last pitcher in the Senators' final home game in '71 against the Yankees, and he gives President George Bush that very baseball for the ceremonial first pitch. Tim Kirkshin with more on the day Washingtonians have anticipated 34 years.
Baseball's return to Washington, D.C. was a spectacular one, full of emotion, nostalgia, and history. Former Senators players, led by Frank Howard, welcomed Nationals players by delivering their gloves to their positions. President Bush threw out the first ball, the first president to do so in Washington since Richard Nixon in 1969.
I just told him it was a strike. It was just a good job, and more than anything, you know, I just said, you know, thanks for everything.
He showed up here in the clubhouse. He really knew me. You know, it was just like, how are you? You remember Texas?
RFK Stadium, which opened for baseball in 1962, served as a fine host and made history. No stadium had ever gone more than 12 years between major league games. RFK went 34 years. It was packed. Seemingly everyone was wearing something relating to Washington baseball.
It was unfortunate, you know, baseball had to live here for 34 years, but we're back. We're back.
Great to be a part of something so historic, and, you know, the crowd was great tonight, of course, and, you know, they're very boisterous, and we came with the big hits tonight and got the W.
Only 9 cities have hosted more major league games than Washington, D.C., even without having a team for more than 3 decades. Now baseball is back, and judging from the home opener, this time it's here to stay. In Washington, Tim Kirkshin, ESPN.
Well, here we go. Javier Vasquez and Livan Hernandez starting the historic ball game. Diamondbacks and Nationals opening pitch, strike 1 to Craig Counsell, and the baseball is off to Cooperstown. Next, Hernandez brings up Counsell. First out recorded by the Nats at home. Vinny Castilla, a big game before the Nationals. Bottom 2 off Javier Vasquez, a former Expo himself. Down the left field line. Castillo winds up with a double. Started big things for him on Thursday. Top four, Hernandez in a bases-loaded jam. Gets Chris Snyder to ground to Castillo at third. He's out of it. Bottom four, it's that Castillo guy again. Still hot after leading the National League in RBIs last season as a Colorado Rocky. Right field corner. Jose Vidro scores. Jose Guillen scores. It's a triple for Castillo, and it's 2-0 Nationals. Top six, Hernandez rings up Sean Green. Levon went 8 1/3, allowed 3 runs on 3 hits. He struck out 5. Bottom six, Castillo takes Vasquez deep, 5-0 Nationals, and now Castillo is a single shy of the cycle with 4 RBI. Remember, Brad Wilkerson hit for the cycle for the Nationals earlier this season. Bottom 8, Castillo. Lance Cormier drills him. He would not get another at bat. Finished 3 for 3, drove in 4. Top 9, Chad Cordero closes it out. Nationals win their long-awaited home opener 5-3 in front of a sellout crowd of 45,000 plus. And here's the post.
I was quite surprised how the fans reacted. I mean, they were in the ballgame every pitch, and you know they're going to be a key for the energy level of this team.
It was a great atmosphere to play in tonight, and the players really appreciate it. And they're like little kids going to their first prom. They're a little giggly out there about it. And just hope that the fans, you know, will continue to turn out. And I know it has a lot to do with the way we perform on the field. And we're going to try to perform to where they will continue to have something to come out for and a reason to come out.
Had some changes since September 30th, 1971, the date of the last Senators home game. The Redskins, who shared RFK then, were already 2-0 in their first season under a guy named George Allen. But that was it. The basketball team was still in Baltimore. Hockey's Capitals didn't enter the NHL until 1974. More on Thursday now. Larry Boa, your thoughts?
I definitely think the Nationals are worth following. They're a team that if you go into their ballpark and take them too lightly, they're going to beat you 2 out of 3. It's not an expansion team. If they have some named players there, Guillen, Wilkerson, Castilla, Nick Johnson, Schneider, the catcher, Levon Hernandez, the pitcher, Day. It's a very exciting baseball team. I don't know if they can compete all year because I don't know how deep they are in the rotation, and they definitely have to stay away from serious injuries.
Well, Larry, after 10 games, the Nationals are worlds better than they were last year at this time when they were Les Expos. In 2004, Montreal scored only 12 runs in its first 10 games and had already been shut out 4 times. This year's team sits in first place in the NL East and is getting the job done pretty much everywhere. New York was trailing 3-2 in the 7th, facing former Met John Franco. It's Jose Reyes down the third base line. Franco has no play. Tie game after the Astros led 3-1 in the inning. Next up, Miguel Cairo facing Dan Wheeler. Reyes takes off, steals second. We're manufacturing runs for the Peoples. Same AB, Cairo to third, Mike Landley. Reyes scores. Mets win 4-3. New York sweeps 3 from Houston. The Mets get their 4th straight, come from behind victory. There he is, Orlando Hernandez, bottom 1. In trouble already. Ben Broussard.
Next one to Broussard.
Deep to left. Carl Everett at the wall and into the wall. It's a 2-run triple for Broussard. Everett would have to leave the game with a bruised left shoulder. El Duque is tagged for 6 runs, 4 earned on 8 hits and 5. It's a 3-1 try. 5-5 in the 5th. Aaron Boone on first. Brady Sizemore down the left field line. And here we go again. A fan interferes with the ball. So Boone has to stop at third. Just keep your hands inside the railing. It's not that hard. I'm sorry, sir. You're going to have to leave. Sizemore ends up with a double. Bottom 6, Travis Hafner. 2-run double off the wall and left. The Indians win the ball game 8-6. Cleveland gets 10 hits, and they avoid the 3-game sweep. The Tigers, 3rd inning, they're loaded for Mike Redmond. Drama. To right, Marcus Timms. Always got some issues out there. The 2-run score, 5-2 Minnesota. This off Nate Robertson, who allowed 6 runs, 4 earned on 5 hits and 5. Bottom 6, Lou Ford. Lou Ford, 3-run shot at second. Twins big, 10-4. Minnesota sweeps. Brad Radke allowed 3 runs in 6 innings. His first win of the season after an 0-2 start.
And the Mariners going for a sweep in Kansas City. Only 1 road sweep for them all of last year. Bases jammed Thursday afternoon. Top of the 4th inning, 4-2 Mariners and Jeremy Reed. Doubles deep to left center off Mike Wood. That's going to clear the sacks. Wilson in. Wilson Valdez in. Ichiro scoring. 7-2. Boy, is he fast or what? Now, the top of the 6th, Mike Wood pitching to Richie Sexson. And Sexton, one of the new Mariners boppers, gets into one, a 2-run homer to center field. Scott Spezio was on ahead of him. So 10-2, the Mariners get the job done. Now for the top plays, coming in at number 10. Orioles Devil Rays ball game. Brian Roberts off to a great start this season for Baltimore. Watch him lay out at second, taking away a base hit. The Devil Rays would go on to win that game 12-7. That was some play.
Number 9, Heat 76ers. Allen Iverson going baseline, leaves it for Samuel Dalembert. Andre Iguodala, your thoughts? Exactly, Philly won an OT.
Number 8, golf. First round of the MCI Heritage Open. That's Andre Stoltz playing the 16th green from the tee box at 17. That's a top play, but how he got over there may not have been.
Number 7, Tigers and Twins. Couple looks here at Juan Castro.
Great pickup by Castro, and he throws him out.
Dimitri Young trying to knock one up the middle, but Castro is there. Great range, spinning throw, gets Young at first, and the Twins beat the Tigers 10-4.
And that gets us to some more good defense at number 6, D-backs and Nats.
Hit hard. Oh, play by Nick Johnson.
Nick the Quick down at first base. He's always had a terrific glove down there. Full extension, stretches out, presence of mind to get back over to the bag. So a good job by Nick Johnson. The Nationals win their home opener by a final count of 5-3 Thursday.
Have to get that in his Yankeeography. Number 5, Yankees Red Sox. Tino Martinez foul ball. Looks who catches it. It's Doug Flutie. Former Natick Mass legend Doug Flutie. Yes, he brings a glove to the game. High five. Red Sox 1-8-5.
Some guys have all the luck, don't they? Number 4, Heat and Sixers. Shaq back.
Inside of the double team, Shaquille O'Neal with a free fake and a sledgehammer. He's feeling better. He looks very nimble.
Number 3, same game in OT. Allen Iverson here. Andre Iguodala there. Iverson had 38 points, 16 assists. Iggy had 19. Sixers won in overtime.
That was a pretty play. Number 2, more golf, this time from the Northern California Open on the Canadian Tour. Brennan Webb's ball buried in the rough, but he takes a huge divot and holds the shot out. Can he replace that?
That is not Ty Webb. I like you, Betty. And Tigers Twins, number 1.
High fly to deep left center field. Monroe to the warning track, leaps in, makes the catch. He took a home run away from LeCroy.
Craig Monroe takes one away from Matthew LeCroy. That's your top play Thursday.